Hello everyone. The chapter will cover the following topics: Introduction to IP version 6 addressing, IP version 6 address format, shortening an IP version 6 address, practice and exercise. Today's lecture will cover each and everything about the mentioned topic, and if you are looking for an IP version 6 video, so this is the video you watch. And if you are new to my channel, so please stay connected with the Study to Master channel just by clicking on subscribe button, hit the bells and icons, and thumbs up for more details. So let's start and jump to the next slide. IP version 6 serves as a replacement protocol for IP version 4. Why does IPv4 need to be replaced? One of the challenges with IP version 4 address is that we have pretty much running out of address that are routable to the public internet. We had only 32-bit address space with the IP version 6, but we have 128-bit address space with the IP version 6. So now IP version 6 is coming to rescue this challenge and answer all the questions that we already faced to IP version 4 for the lack of address spaces. IP version 6 support over this amount of times as much as address IPv4. With the IP version 6 we have these amounts of digits, but with the IPv4 we have these amounts of digits. So if we compare IP version 6 with the IP version 4, the total range or the total digits that provide by IP version 4 is corresponding to 1.26% of IP version 6. IP version 6 provides a lots of enough space, address space in the planet. Even that people an entire life not be able to deplete all these amounts of address. The story reason for IP version 6. In the last 40 years, the internet has gone from its infancy to being a huge influence in the world. It first grew through the research at the university for the ARPANET beginnings of the internet in the late 1960s into 1970. The internet kept growing fast in 1980. With the internet fast growing is still primarily driven by research and university that joined that research. By the early 1990s, the internet began to transform to allow commerce, allowing people to sell services and products over the internet, which drove yet another slip spike upward in the growth of the internet. So these diagrams shows how the revolution from IP version 4 to IP version 6. With the IP version 6, we have lots of space. So in 1970, ARPANET start their jobs, and in 1980, the university joined with the ARPANETs. In 1990, the commerce start jobs on the internet and allowed the commerce to sell their goods and service online. In 2000, internet's for all, but in 2010, AINA gives out last public class A blogs in order to have a good communication over the words. The IETF came with a several short-term solution to make IPv4 last longer. To put off the day when the world ran out of public IPv4 address, the two primary short-term solutions were network address translation, port address translations, and classless inter-domain routing. Both work wonderful at the time. The internet community hoped to extend the life of IPv4 for a few years. So through these different techniques, NAT and PAT, classless. At least we can extend the life of IPv4 for a few years, and these are the main changes we have with the IP version 4 and IP version 6. These are the changes. Let's talk about the benefits of IP version 6. IP version 6 gave us a lots of elbow room. IP version 6 provide a lots of address space in the planet. It means 5 times 10 to the power of 28 address for each person on the planet. It means these amounts of IP each person in the planet have them for themselves. So even they will not be able to deplete or use all these amounts of IP address space in entire lives. And also we have a simplified headers with the IP version 6. With the IP version 4, we have 12 fields in its headers, but in our IP version 6, we have only 5 fields. And there not will be any more broadcast features with the IP version 6, and instead the IP version 6 use a multicast group. So all the nodes will join to a specific multicast groups, and they will communicate with each others. So there will not be any broadcast option with the IP version 6. Security and mobility features built in with the IP version 6. With the IP version 4, we have to configure an IP security to IP version 4, but with IP version 6 there is a built-in security features, and also there's a mobility features. What does mean mobility feature? Mobility features means if any mobile device change from one network to shift from one side to other side, they will remain with the same IP address, so they will not be changed the entire IP address. This is the good feature with the IP version 6. And also there would not be any fragmentation. Fragmentation is done with the IP version 6. So when we send IP packets, so when we send traffic over a network, they will need lots of time to fragment. So instead we use MTU discovery as performed for each sessions. And also a good feature is with the IP version 6 can coexist with the IPv4 during migration. So it means we can simultaneously use both IP version 4 and IP version 6 on the same machines. And also we can move traffic from IP version 6 over IP version 4 network portion through a configuration of a tunnel. So if we want to move IP version 4 over to IP version 6 or IP version 6 over to IP version 4, we need to configure a tunnel. A structure of IP version 6. With the IP version 6, we have a 128-bit zeros. So with the IP version 4, we have only a 32-bit address, and there we use a dotted decimal. With IP version 6, we use a hexadecimal. So let's simplify this address. First, we should divide 128-bit zeros into 8 fields. So each field will provide a 16 digits of in binary. So 1 field, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Each field provides 16 digits in binary. Each field provides a 16 digits in binary. Same as IPv4. In IPv4 we have a network portion and also host portion. Here is the same. We have the first 60-bit will provide the network portion, and the last 60-bit will provide the host portion. There would be no difference between IPv4 and IPv6 and network portion or also in host portion. So where each zeros is a hexadecimal in the range of zeros and F. You have to, if you have no information about hexadecimal, so we will have a separate video about hexadecimal, how to convert binary to decimal, how to convert decimal to binary, and how to convert binary to hexadecimal, and vice versa. 32-bit hexadecimal digits, 0 as 4-bit per digit, so is equal to 128 bits. If we calculate these amounts of 0, it will provide has a 128 bits of hexadecimal or IP version 6 address. Example of IP version 6. So this will be the IP version 6 format. 1 field, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 field. We have the IP version 6. Now let's jump to the prefix and host. How to recognize or how to find the prefix and host address of IP version 6. We have divide in 64 bits and left side and 64 bits and right side. The left side will name a prefix or NAT, and the right side all will be 0. All will be 0. So it is called a host or a host ID. So example of IP version 4. I told you we should divide 128 bits into 8 field group of 16 bits. Field 1, field 2, up to 3, up to field 8. So 2020 0db8 000 1 2 3 4 4 digits 0678 002. So this is called a hexadecimal. How to convert hexadecimal into binary? Each digits provide a 4 binary numbers. Each digits provide 4 binary numbers, so it means 2. How to configure, convert these number into binary? We have 4 digits, and these 4 digits provide has a 16 digits in binary. Here I wrote each and everything about decimal and hexadecimal and also in a binary. So decimal from 0 to 9 total digits in a decimal we have 10, and a hexadecimal total digits is 16. We have 0 up to 15 or F. In binary we have 0 and 1 totals 2. 1 2 3 4. So how we have 2 in hexadecimal? Look at this. Digits are 0, it's provide has a 0. So in 2 we digits number 2 provide 2. It means it's 2. We have 1 2 4 and 8. So in first field, this one is 0, this one is 1 0 and 0. So it provide has there's also we have 1. So it's provide has 2 0 2. It means 2020. On the second field we have 0db8. How to configure D in the binary formats? Let's find D. D is here. It is 13. So 13 is 1 0 1 1. This one is called 1 and 0 is 0. It is 4 and it is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So 13 provide has a D. And also the same for B. This is the procedure or the process of how to configure, how to convert hexadecimal into binary and binary to the hexadecimal. Now let's jump to the next slides. Address configuration. R1 config -F. When you configure IPv6, to any interface, you have to mention or you have to type IPv6 address. If you type IP, the computer or the machine will generate as an IP version 4, because IP version 4s are pre-configured to a computers or to machine or any interface. They just recognize as an IP version 4. So if you enter or assign an IP version 6, you have to type IPv6. The rule of abbreviations. How to abbreviate or squeezing the IP, or how to leading zeros can be omitted. How to omit the leading zeros. Leading zero in a field can be omitted. So contiguous field contain all zeros can be represented with a double colons. Note, this can only be done once for a single IP address. With the IP version 4, we use a dotted decimal, but with the IP version 6, we not use dotted decimal. Instead, we use a colon. Original IP address. So we have to squeeze the address. If we assign this IP address, if we assign this IP address to any interface, we will assign in such manners, but the computer or the machine will output these IP address same like this. How the computer will provide such a format? We have 2 in a left side. We have if we have zeros on the left side, the computer will omit it. So in here we have 2 2s in the same place, and also 0 against and zeros. So this 0 will be omitted, and also this 0 will be omitted. And instead we have only 1 zeros. So these contiguous 0, we have 8, we have 32 base zeros. The computer just put instead a double colon. So this double colon will look like, so we use these amounts of 0. This is the procedure, or this is the process how to squeeze or how to press the IP version 6 from original to a short format. So how to abbreviate this address. And let's check the other ones. Originals, we have, as I mentioned here, leading zero in a field can be omitted. In any field, the leading zero will be omitted. So what will be the output of this IP address? It will be same, and in here we have a double colons, and in here we have only 0 0. Now let's check. So this is the chart for this IP address. If we assign this types of IP address to any interface, the output will be like this. This is the format when we run a command show IP interface brief, and it will show this types of this formats. And also we have 3 example of how to squeeze or how to press or how to make abbreviated the original IP address and make it short. So these are the example and the rules how to compress or how to make short the IP version 6 address. Practice and exercise. Now pause the video and pick up paper and a pens. Do with yourself. Then resume the video and check your answer. Thanks for watching. I hope this will be informative for you guys, and feel free if you ask questions, you can.